Hi all, it's Lauren again. Just finished watching Cool World, so completely done now. And I didn't watch, well, I tried to watch more last night, but I fell asleep, so I started today from 41. Um, so the story carried on as it was, and it's pretty much Hollywood nailing Gabriel Byrne's character. That's pretty much the idea of it, and then going into the real world. And for some reason they kept turning cartoony, and she was just a divot because she didn't think to ask how people act in the real world or take into consideration anything she'd seen in the film she'd been watching earlier, because she kept saying that all these women had everything she wanted and she wasn't acting like them in anyway. And the major bugbear I had for that was Kim Basinger herself. She sucked. Her movements were just so and weird and janky and just not sexy at all. She kept trying to do the weird talk and enunciate her words and feel sexy. It's like, no, you're not sexy. Not in the slightest. In any way, shape, or form. And then she tried to be all evil and proper femme fatale and just going, F all this, I'm getting what I want. And that wasn't too good either. So Brad Pitt's character followed them, and we met the wizard guy from the start, wizard scientist, I don't know, wasn't really explained very well. And there was some spike that apparently was in a children's tale, and for some reason everyone knew that, oh, you touch that, you stay real forever. Okie dokie. In walks the neighbours that you saw like maybe twice through the film, and then the daughter's a big part, like, yay! Holly still acting like a complete dickhead, tries to copulate with Frank Sinatra Jr. on stage whilst ripping off her clothes off, so that was great, and still being very, very unsexy, just not feeling it in the slightest. I know it was 90s, different time then. I was very small. I think I was 4 when this came out. But even in the 90s, I don't find her sexy, if you consider the sex symbols of the time. Where were we? Oh, then they start trying to get, well, she tries to get the spike so she can become real forever, and acts like a bit of a bitch. And then everything just goes crazy. The storyline was fairly linear to that point. Like, this bits are quite confusing, but there was, she wanted to do this, so she was going to do this. Brad Pitt wanted to do this and stop her. He was doing that. Gabriel Byrne just wanted to nail her, and then realised, oh, that was maybe a mistake. Then it went balls out weird, and animations just started. I understand that the spike was meant to uncork the gap between the two worlds, but for some reason, Hollywood ended up being like a Supergirl type figure, and Gabriel Byrne's character turned into a superhero who sucked and wasn't voiced by Gabriel Byrne. It was Marcel something. I can't quite remember. And it's just weird. You can really tell that they did like do it all at the end of that film. And then it all gets resolved. And there is a happy ever after, so that's quite nice. And then the Bowie song appears at the end, only in the end credits. It really says something when the soundtrack to a film gets a higher rating than the film itself. Did a little research on the film. The guy who proposed the film proposed a more Sin City-esque film, and the premise sounded absolutely awesome. It was a child of a cartoon and a human, human male cartoon female, travels to the real world to kill her father. And it's meant to be all film noir and stuff. And that sounded awesome. Took it to the theatre, not theatre, the film companies, and they're like, yep. He wanted Drew Barrymore for the main character, but they decided on Kim Basinger, and she said, and I'm quoting this, "I want a film I can watch with 6 kids in hospitals." So they went, yeah, alright, let's rewrite it, without telling the actual original writer. And when he was refusing to do that and punched the lead executive in the face, he threatened to sue him if he didn't finish the film. So you can see why he just went, do what you want. And if you watch it, you would not take a child to see that in any way, shape, or form. No, it just does not work in that way. I really hope Kim Basinger didn't watch this with 6 children, because they would be traumatized. What else? Yeah, so you can see why this film was messed up. And when I was reading about it, it's like what the film could have been. It could have been an epic, Sin City-esque film noir, which I love. That would have been perfect. But no, we got this weird, sexy thing. But no. I'm glad I watched it, because now I don't have to think about it again. So, thanks Chris for telling me to watch it. I would have watched it eventually, but it's out of the way now. But, oh god. That was weird. I love weird. I absolutely adore weird. But that was not a fun kind of weird. That was not a fun kind of weird at all. Anyway, I'm going to go and write this up now. And hopefully make some sense of it as I'm going through.